And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, August 26th, 2017. It's Season 11, Episode 33. Otherwise known as episode, I think this is 480? 481, maybe?
Not long till we start wearing them tuxes.
I know. Something I never really thought we'd ever get to. But yeah, closing in on 500. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
And I'm Matt.
Welcome to the show, everyone. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228 for if you want to be on the show, talk to us. Go right ahead. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat. You can also find us on Facebook. Same there. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. You can go to Twitch, which is where we are streaming live video form. Just go to twitch.tv. Up in the search bar, you'll see In-Game Chat. Type it in there. Well, actually, you'll see in the search bar, type in In-Game Chat, and then you'll see us. And you can watch the show, as well as listen to it live while we broadcast. You can join in the chat room. I don't know what the delay is on Twitch. Ever since Amazon took over, I think they've gotten better with it.
Not sure.
But I don't know what kind of delay you get there. But anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. And thanks for joining us. Let's start off with what we have been playing. And I'll go with me this time. Normally I go to one of you guys. I'm going to go with me. You know what? I'm not.
Okay.
Because I thought on the fly that I'm going to PAX next weekend.
Yeah.
And when I come back, I'll have plenty of games to talk about that I played at PAX. So then I'll go first that weekend. So let's go over to Matt.
I played and beat the Telltale Batman.
Okay.
Just 2 days took me to do it. Just sort of ran through it.
I bought that for like $12 on Xbox One.
Yeah, I got it for the cheap on Steam.
Yeah.
Worth it? Oh yeah, definitely worth it. I mean, if you like Telltale games and if you like Batman, and not to get too spoilery on the storyline or anything, but
then don't.
His parents get killed.
Oh yeah, that.
So
you have to watch that again. You have to do that. You have to go through that again, don't you?
In a way,
it is law apparently somewhere.
Yeah. More like,
I don't know if it's executive decision or if it's a writer decision or whoever it is, but
just a lazy decision.
Batman VR, watch his parents get shot. Batman Telltale series, watch his parents get shot.
Arkham series,
Batman Arkham series. I don't know how many times, but probably all of them. Watch his parents get shot.
The animated series is
the animated series. You get to watch his parents get shot every time you see a movie. Let's watch his parents die again.
I almost want to see one where his parents don't get shot. I mean, that would just be like mind blown right there.
Well, either it's some people still don't know that he's dead, or they just going for the like you said, the lazy emotional shock of it of him going.
We know, for God's sakes, we know.
But
we know.
Some may not.
You saw Spider-Man: Homecoming?
I did.
No
origin story. I love that. Well, because technically the origin would have been more for the one before. Was it Civil War? Yeah, Civil War. Because that's when Spider-Man was first.
Yeah, but I mean, there was still no origin.
Exactly.
There was still no thing about
Uncle Ben.
They didn't show any of that stuff, and they did fine with it. So
yes,
I don't know. It's just
if you don't know, Batman's history by now, or Superman.
Origin.
Yeah, they did some interesting things with it, though. I mean, because it was more in a, I guess, shadows, and I mean. I don't know. All the times I've seen Thomas and Martha Wayne get killed, it all runs together in all the various media forms. Every possible conceivable.
The only variation I remember was the Flashpoint movie with Flash.
Yeah,
Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, the Flashpoint Paradox, where Bruce was the one that got killed instead of Thomas and Martha. Yeah,
and then Martha goes on to become the Joker.
Martha becomes the Joker, and Thomas Wayne becomes
Batman,
a no-nonsense version of Batman.
A lethal Batman.
Yeah,
they did some interesting things with his parents in the Telltale series that I don't think I've seen in any of the stories before regarding Batman.
I mean, I'll tell you, I would be interested in seeing a Martha Wayne as Joker. That got my interest in that. I want to see how far they can go with that.
The reasons why when just Joe Chill just randomly decides to rob someone. Thomas was assassinated. So by Joe Chill. So the twist that it sort of puts on the Wayne family I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a good. It's one of those things. Like I started playing the story, and I was like, oh, I just got to keep on going. All right, that was fast. All right, next chapter. Let me just
I know, it's nice when it's right there.
Yes. If I had to wait, I think I would have been really upset. I am so not going to do that again. That's why I might, if there's a good sale on season 2, I might just get the season pass.
I'm really curious I'm curious. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. Telltale has with their episodic releases. Usually it's a 5-episode series or season. And I'm curious. I guess considering that they still do it, I guess it is still a model that works for them. But along with you and I believe there's other people who do the same thing.
They just wait
for the entire season to come out. And honestly, I say this, we're not waiting for it to get a discount. Some people are.
I mean, if it happens, sure.
Well, by the time it does, there is a discount. By the time all 5 episodes are out, there is a discount. But
I'm just waiting because I don't want to wait 3 months in between.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
I forget what happened.
What's that saying in entertainment? Always leave them wanting more.
Yeah, but
it definitely worked in that case with Telltale.
The end of the series left me wanting more. Now I'm like, I want to play season 2, but I don't.
You don't
you
want
have to wait until all the episodes are out.
Exactly.
I'm so far behind on my Telltale games. I've still got Borderlands, Game of Thrones.
Good. I still have the Game of Thrones from PSN.
I've got Batman, like we said.
You should definitely play that one.
Didn't they do a Minecraft one?
I think they did.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm interested in the Minecraft one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's those and Game of Thrones, like I said, and there's also there's one of the Walking Deads, the Michonne series.
I think the season 3 was out.
Season 3's out, but not the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the only one that did was The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I don't think the entirety of season 3 is out.
Okay.
I don't think. Wait.
See, the part I don't know.
Or is it? Anyway,
I don't know.
Regardless, I still have a lot to go as far as my Telltale.
Are you interested in season 3?
Migraine says in the chat room, Minecraft is 7 episodes,
and I didn't bother. Well, that's Lethal Migraine when he didn't bother. That's fine. That's him. Speaking of Lethal Migraine, I actually think I'm having one.
No.
From what?
A headache, a migraine.
I'm seeing something stressing you, or
no. I've had one since I got here today. I've had one, so I don't know if that says anything about
Ever
work.
since I had to look at you two guys.
Yeah, it's just headache.
Feel the love.
Yeah, but I've had it for a while. So actually, I had it before I came because I remember I took some Advil before I got here, before I left to come in to town today. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of Telltale for me to play. Am I interested in Walking Dead? Yes, I am still interested.
Okay.
Season 2,
like the show, I don't care about at all.
The show I'm fine with. The show has its issues, but
I stopped watching that after season 4.
Did you read the graphic novel?
Up to episode 100.
I mean, issue 100?
Issue 100, yeah.
Okay.
That's when Glenn...
No,
it's already happened in the show, and this was like years ago in the comic.
But people haven't read the comic.
Well, if they've seen the show, whatever. Spoiler, Glenn gets killed.
Yeah, okay, fine.
So, yeah.
You've only read... Why did you stop at issue 100?
When I saw his death, I was like, oh my gosh, that's it.
Really? You stopped because they killed a character?
Well, it was the way they did and like the graphicness of it, and I was like,
wow.
It put me off. It really did.
Well, I was like, totally fine with
Look,
it.
Walking Dead ain't exactly sunshine and rainbows, man.
No, it's not, but that was excessive.
They didn't do a bad job as far as translating that into the television show, by the way.
I heard.
Yeah, they did not do a bad job at all at translating the
graphicness,
the mess that they made Glenn's face.
That just, I was like, all right,
it's fantastic.
Yeah. See, other than that,
I can't believe you stopped.
Yeah.
I don't care about the show that you stopped because, by the way, the books are really.
I'm willing to bet you ain't the only one who did
better.
that.
I love the books.
Good, yeah.
I'm willing to bet you're not the only one who stopped.
I heard a lot of backlash from that. But I'm also in the same vein as you. I'm like, we're already talking about a show about zombies. Why are you complaining now about this?
I didn't mind, when like the governor gets killed or when any number.
What? Don't touch the good guys.
Well, no, like even when the good guys, like they, like Dale or all the, whatever they all whatever, but just like the graphicness of like his head getting smacked in, like that was like
zombies are eating people, Matt.
Yeah, but whatever.
It's amazing what we get used to.
I think you're fine. I'm not going to condemn your justification on that.
It was just like, wow.
It's your own opinion.
I'll just say
man.
you were emotionally attached to him. like a lot of other people.
Not really. I mean, Glenn was all right. I didn't have.
It was
any,
enough to make you stop reading.
I think it was just the graphicness of it. Not necessarily. It could have been any character, and the way that they did that, I was like, ugh. I just sort of like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a break for it. I haven't picked it up since.
Yeah, to each his own, then, man.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be better for you when you do, because then you can watch the show straight through, and you can also read the book.
I'm going to watch the straight. I'm not. I'm done with the show. I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
It has nothing for me.
All right, that's fine.
It's
got Batman's dad.
Yeah, I'm like, which version of Batman?
Yeah, right. From the Batman Superman.
Did he get shot? Coming out of the theater?
What? No. It's also got Batman's mom. Now that I think about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's the mom?
The mom in Batman versus Superman is Glenn's wife.
Oh, Lauren Conrad?
Yeah, Maggie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Is Maggie, and Batman's dad in Batman vs. Superman is
Negan.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, Negan.
What is his name?
Negan?
No, the actor.
Oh, the actor. Oh, Jeffrey Morgan?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that was
okay.
A little fun thing there. Again, off of the movie talk.
Anyways, X-Wing versus X-Wing Alliance. Been playing some more missions in that.
Yeah.
Been wanting to just hop in a simulator, and Ghost Recon. Really enjoying that with Kevin.
Okay.
We're having a great time. Just taking down narco terrorists in Bolivia.
Fantastic.
I've heard. Like Kevin and I were talking about this last night, and previous week, where we were playing it, where a lot of criticism, I guess, for the game that people said was that's really repetitive, but we haven't stumbled upon that yet. It's everything that we wanted in an open world, sort of sandbox, game. That all right, we're having a great time with it,
Okay.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to. A lot of people are having a great time with it.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost Recon. I'm thinking of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Never mind.
No, well, we would want to get back into that, now the patch.
That's where my head was for that.
No, Ghost Recon. But, I'm player Unknown Battlegrounds. I've heard that, too. But, yeah, the reviews for Ghost Recon were over the place, and so that's why...
Wasn't that great, yeah.
Well, we played the demo, and I enjoyed it, and...
Look at this. We were all thinking AC Wraith was thinking Agents of Mayhem. I was thinking Battlegrounds. And you were completely talking about Ghost Recon. That shows you how great Ghost Recon is sticking in the heads of everybody.
How much you guys listen to me.
Well, there's that too.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time.
When you mention the repetitive nature, that's when we have to grind to level up, right?
Well, I think just like how the missions are about the same. Mm-hmm. I've read a lot of comments about that.
Now, that's what I heard about Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah,
the missions are really cookie cutter, copy paste in that game, and that would get kind of tedious now that I think about it, man.
We're shooting narco terrorists, so
But it's
I don't
very
know what
much
kind of variations upon that there
It's
are.
very much a rinse and repeat, though, isn't it? You find out where they're at, you reconnaissance the area, tag the people that you're going to kill, and then just go in and guns a-blazing, right?
Not always, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go sneaky. Sometimes you have to steal stuff. Sometimes you have to bug someone.
That's true. There are actual story missions in the game. Now that I'm thinking about it. So.
And that's what we're focusing on is the story missions.
Mm-hmm.
Like the side missions, like getting the resources. Those are all basically the same. You find the truck, you shoot down the guards, you tag the truck, boom, you're done. But
tag the truck and boom, you're done.
Yeah, we're having a great time. I finally got Kevin the basically it's the 50 cal sniper rifle, which I've had.
You should stream that.
He's been streaming it. I've been having some issues with my streaming lately, so I need to figure out what's wrong because it just freezes.
Well, we host him on on our stream channel, so whenever he does stream, it does go to our channel.
Okay.
Nobody gets a notification that we're doing that, but
we usually do it nights 9:30 Central. That's when we're on.
You should pop on the our Twitter channel and
just
throw it out there. Yeah,
all
so
right.
people know it's out there.
Two guys just running around Bolivia.
RJ, what have you been playing? Was that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
For some reason, still doing the mods with Fallout 4. Still having fun with that.
For some reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
How old is that game now?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Every now and again, I'll run through a cycle and I'll pick up Minecraft again and I'll get stuck in there for maybe less than a month. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, building my house, digging tunnels,
fall down a mine hole,
building a giant tree. Yeah. So you run into these Terraria's the same way. I'll do that. Pinball Effects is one I'll do.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew probably would be another one for you. I has not bit me yet.
Have you tried it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And from that first music hook, I was like, all right, you got me.
Anyway, go ahead. You're doing Fallout 4 mods?
Fallout 4 with the mods. I'm still having fun building settlements more than anything else.
I couldn't get into that.
Multi wants to know what mods you've got.
It was the not infinite, but 60,000 units of each building material. That was the first thing I did.
Well, that helps.
Very much so. Instead of scrounging around, saves a lot of time. The alternate weapons workshop, the outfit modding, things of that nature. You know, all those types of things. Oh, and the perks, the crate that gives you the perks, you just pick up a magazine and read, and it gets you the perk. You don't have to worry about the level. So I could experiment with all the perks that I never got to pick up my first run through, or didn't have the resources for.
The weapons mod, is that where like you could attach like any number of crazy, modifiers?
I think it's called Wacky Workbench.
Okay, because I had one on my PC that you could just any kind of mod for the weapon. Where you could like turn a submachine gun into a nuclear launching.
Yeah, it's basically
electrified, death ray gun.
Yeah, it's basically you take any weapon. You go to any chemistry station, and you can create any weapon, no resources needed. And then you take that weapon to a weapons workbench, and then you can modify. You can put any part of any gun on the weapon, replace it with. So you could take a laser musket and put the
Fat Man.
Fat Man in there, or you could put the barrel of a minigun on the front of the thing, or change the bullets from wanted lasers, or did you want 38 slugs? Because you got a bunch of those. Use that.
Or high. Yeah, I tried that, and I want to say wrecks the game, but oh man, it makes it.
That's the point. You want to be as OP as possible.
There's OP, then there's that.
You're doing this on PS4, right?
PS4, yeah.
You're doing it on PC.
Yeah.
Much heavier limitations of the PS4 than the PC, of course. So yeah, there's so many things you can do on the PC that you just can't do on the PS4 with that game.
I had a lightning Gatling gun, laser, gun. I mean, it was the weirdest, but it just everywhere, just death.
You weren't accurate with it, were you?
Oh no, you didn't have to be. It's like mow down the whole area.
Yeah, you used the robot Tesla arm.
I think so.
On that one, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
but I just remember it's like shooting lightning every which way and like Gatling lasers and just.
I think it was one that chains lightning. It's best for a group that like chains lightning between enemies.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you got the Tesla arm on that one. Yeah, you don't have to aim right. You just hit the general area and you'll be effective really.
Yeah, it was nice.
It'll home in on them. So outside of that, I played a little bit of Street Fighter at GT South
all right.
recently. Had a few casuals with some folks there. By the way, they had the Keep Talking and No One Explodes.
Okay.
Did they do the VR part of that or no?
I don't know if they did the VR. They were doing it outside, so I don't know if they had.
Well, you can do VR. You don't have to do VR for it, but VR is pretty cool.
Yeah,
when you get to do it.
I think the first time I played that, it was VR,
right?
That's where
somebody has the manual.
Yeah, somebody has to describe what they're seeing, and another person has the manual.
Yeah.
And can tell them what needs to be done to.
Yeah, but neither one can see. Neither one can see what's going on.
I want to play that. It's just.
It's a fun little party game.
You need that's more than one person to play.
Yeah, it was a team thing. You say sign up, pick your partner, go out, talk amongst yourselves, and then go to it. We'll set you up and play at it. But yeah, I remember the first time I played, it was like having to go through so much detail of what you're seeing on there. What's on the front, what's on the back, what's on the top, what's on the sides, all that stuff, and then accurately saying what you're seeing to your partner who can't see what you're seeing but has the manual in his or her hand. So. It's where that technical writing and communications course.
They did that
came in.
for one of the final rounds of the Omegathon at PAX South. Was it South? Was it this past year? Maybe I can't remember. It was one of the past years they did. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. The VR aspect of it. So and that was fun to watch and to see it in action like that was a lot of fun to see. So I plan on getting in a lot of VR time next weekend. There's a whole level of a hotel that is just nothing but VR experiences, and so I plan on getting in plenty of the new VR stuff. I really want to look into more of that because I feel like there's stuff out there that I've missed or that I just don't know about that are really, really good experiences. And I plan on making a bigger room for VR.
At your house?
Mm-hmm. To where I'm going to move. Yeah, well, nobody listening knows, but you know where I have that entrance that goes out to where the pool is?
Yeah.
Yeah. That room right there where there's just empty right now. Well, it's not empty. It's full of crap. And it just needs to, I just need to get all that stuff out of there. And then I'm going to put my computer in there, and then I'm going to set up VR stuff. And, I'm going to have my room experience VR.
Time to invest some storage containers or stuff and put that stuff out. Or?
I don't know. It's probably more. It's probably more trash than it is anything else.
Yeah, but you have a. I don't think I've seen your backyard. Don't you have a storage house out there?
It's full of stuff.
Okay.
You know, it belonged. Well, I say it belonged to me. Whatever. One of them is where Dad kept his bike.
Okay.
Which you don't have anymore, right?
Which the bike is gone, but like there's a ton of stuff in there because he had an office. And so whenever he passed away, we had to take all of those. We had to keep a bunch of records for financial reasons. Mm-hmm. And so that shed out there is just full of boxes of stuff that are probably no good now. It's probably stuff we can actually get rid of because you're supposed to keep it for a certain amount of time. And
7 to 10 years. Yeah, that's how ours is at my workplace. It's like keep them for at least seven years.
It's been about 15 now. So it's been about 15 since that was done. And then the one next door is actually the one next door to that is where Dad would work on just a bunch of stuff. Like he'd work on lawnmowers and all sorts of whatever yard equipment. He would sit there and work on that stuff. It's not in any shape to really do anything with. Because of the lack of use, I think most of that stuff's falling in the floor anyway. Mm-hmm. It's still a competent structure, but yeah.
Don't want to chance it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that's in that room can probably just go away. Doesn't really need to be stored anywhere. Mm-hmm. And if it does, then I have other rooms I can use to store it with in the house, since it's just me. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I do plan to get in on VR stuff. What anything else that you played?
I did. I didn't get to play it, but I did purchase the 25th anniversary of Night Trap for PS4.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Will you stream that?
Okay.
You can Elgato, but will you stream that?
Okay.
Why did you buy that, by the way?
Well, I never did get to play it on the Sega CD.
I never did either.
I still have that system, by the way. I just never got the game itself. But I remember wanting to get that limited run version of the game, but I missed the opportunity to get that. Of course, a lot of people did, and a lot of people were upset about that. I think we talked about that earlier. Mm-hmm. But I never got the chance to play the game, so I figured, well, if I couldn't get the limited edition or anything, I could still get the actual game itself. So I went to the PlayStation Store, picked that up, and I was reading all these other things about it and how this is the best it's going to look in all the incarnations it's got.
Probably isn't saying much.
Yeah, well, actually, that's actual video instead of the pixelated stuff that would have been on the Sega CD anyway. So yeah,
I wonder if they're going to do Sewer Shark.
Sewer Shark. I don't know if anybody wants to do it. Have at it, because Night Trap wasn't planning to be doing it. Somebody from the outside just decided.
My guess is how well this turns out.
It might usher in
will be your decision on if you get anything more like it. So go out there and support it if you want more of it.
Yeah.
So outside of that, the golf club. I play a little bit more of the golf club too. I'm a little out of practice. It's been a while since I played that, so I still got I got to work on that a little bit. And of course, from the stream last time, I played Sonic Mania.
Watch that.
Yeah, I need to finish that off. I got to the end of Flying Battery, but I failed on that one, so I got to go back.
This
and finish
sucks
that
so
off.
much, man. I don't get to play that until Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get to play the Destiny 2 PC beta until Tuesday.
Yeah,
and then I fly out Wednesday morning at like 5 something. So I really get no time at all to get any of these games that I really wanted to play.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should have bought Sonic Mania on Switch because I can play that on the plane.
You can play it on the plane, exactly.
I hear they're doing Stardew Valley on Switch too.
They're doing a lot on Switch. They're doing that and Stardew Valley. There was another one that was announced that was going to get a Switch release. Was it the Secret of Mana remake?
Yes.
That was going to get a Switch release.
I know that I saw that on Steam pop up, and I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of the ones I think coming out next month I'm looking forward to is the Metroid on the 3DS.
Samus Returns, yeah.
Yeah.
That is coming out in September sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working, like I said, I'm working on Chris, a buddy of mine, who I always meet up with at PAX. But he's from the UK, and he's working on getting me that special edition that comes with the steelbook.
Oh,
that looks
like the cartridge.
The cartridge for Game Boy.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So
I want to, because I saw a video of it where they talked about like the amiibo integration in it, kind of like how they do.
I
with
pre-ordered
Breath of the
that,
Wild.
by the way. I pre-ordered the 2 amiibos, the 2
kind
set.
of looking at. I mean, they're good-looking amiibos to begin with.
But they actually do something
But
in the
fact that-
game.
yeah, they
unlock
do
like a hard mode or something like that.
yeah,
in
the
game.
fusion mode and, is the Metroid one,
Yeah.
and the Samus does. I forget what.
It does other stuff, but I was just like, I saw it for
And then
pre-order,
the
and I was
classic
like, click
Samus.
it, let's go.
The 2 classic Samuses, they do health and missile.
Yeah, I have one
Bank.
of those. So, anyway, we're going to need to take a break. When we come back, I'll talk to you about what I played. It isn't very much, but we'll talk about it anyway. And we'll go over, let's see, we got games with gold already for September. We'll tell you what those are. We got other stuff, plenty more coming up. And, of course, your calls. Just give us a call, 334-272-9228 is the number. Don't do that. I hate that.
But
When he does the sip and the ah. The sip, the ah.
it's good.
Yeah, that's actually
No,
very
it's the worst. This is the worst.
Would you rather
Anyway.
you burp?
Huh?
Would you rather you burp?
No. How about not doing the sip or the ah? Just drink it like a regular human being.
Most human beings do that.
You didn't. Hey, I finished a whole cup. Did you hear me sip?
Not
Did you hear me ah?
Not you.
Yeah.
But I've seen others do that.
Whatever. It's
Anyways.
it's a pet peeve.
Okay.
As is all things with Matt. We're going into our music here. I didn't have a lot to pick from because there wasn't a lot that was
what came out this week?
Yeah, there was Uncharted.
That's right.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to pick from, so I kind of had to dig deep and think what we got going on. I completely overshot the fact that this is the 10th anniversary of Bioshock being released.
Yes.
So I have no music from Bioshock in here. Actually, wait a second. Let's see. I might actually have Bioshock. What is this?
I guess it'd be music.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know. It says Bioshock Break 2.
Welcome to Rapture.
Oh, and it's gone. It's not there actually. No, it's blacked out, so I have no idea. Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. Yeah, here we'll get this. We'll get this. Yeah. Look at all that. Oh God, I've got so much stuff on this thing. Seriously, there's so much music, so much different things. I'm gonna get us a Bioshock in here. And all I have to do is change the date to...
All right.
There we go.
File
Done.
maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And then we put it back in there, and voila, it works. Now, I don't know what this is. It says break 2. Maybe that's when we were going into a break, but it's Bioshock. So we'll just use that in... So I was going to use the Uniracers theme from Super Nintendo,
Okay.
because I love Uniracers. And there's a fantastic story behind that, and I've told it before on the show. Uniracers was these sentient unicycles,
Yep.
and you just raced them. That was it. And it was on the SNES. I can't remember who did it, but it looked beautiful, and it was fast, and it was fun, and you cannot find it anymore. And I'm hoping when the SNES Classic comes out, whenever they do the same thing that they did with the NES Classic,
Get like a mod.
get like a bunch of stuff, that I can throw Uniracers on there. But they had to stop making the game because they got sued from Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
For Pixar had a animated short out there that involved a bunch of circus items, one of those being a unicycle, and they had copyright infringement or something like that, and so they stopped selling of the game to avoid that lawsuit.
I remember the cover for it.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thing. That's all. Anyway, here's music from Bioshock. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat after this. At least I hope this is music from Bioshock. Oh, before we go, there, I have to do that. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. I'm Scott along with RJ and Matt. And Moltel is exactly right. This is music from 20XX.
Mega Man?
No. It is a Mega Man.
In the year 20XX.
No, but this is not. That's why they named it that way.
Yeah.
But it is not a Mega Man. It's not a Capcom game.
It's inspired by.
It's very much inspired by.
It sounds like
inspired by. It is more Mega Man than what was that game that Kickstarted that people got a lot of Mighty Number 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one actually done by the creator of Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 20XX was such a much better Mega Man than anything else.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So
Battery staple games.
Seeing how they just sort of put Mega Man on the shelf for so long, even though it's 30th anniversary.
Is it?
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, to the games that I played, which this will not take long at all, I finished up The Witness.
All right, cool.
I know. I'm trying to put into words what I could tell you about that game. Look, I admire what. I'm not. I don't know if I'm a fan of the line. It's not about the. What is it? What's the one about like the journey is greater?
It's not about
than
the destination. It's the.
It's
journey.
the journey getting there. Yeah. Because I would have to say that this would have to be something that falls into that sort of experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to the destination that is actually the whole thing there. But the closer I got to my destination, the more I expected from it.
The payoff wasn't there.
The payoff is horrible.
The Witness, that was done by
Jonathan Blow.
Okay, the guy that did
Braid.
All right. Thank you.
No, that's fine. Which coming off of
that ending was great.
Coming off of Braid, I was hoping for. I was like, all right.
That payoff was like, oh my goodness.
Where's the amazingness going to come in? And like the game is beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful little setting. I get the missed references. I get the. I get all the different homages that he puts in there, but the payoff on it was remarkably unsatisfying. It's insanely unsatisfying. So I looked up. I was like, okay, then what's the other ending? Is there more than one ending to this? And there really isn't. There is one ending that you get by completing the game, and then when you go back into the game, you can find a credits sequence.
Okay.
But you have to. Every puzzle in The Witness starts with. Oh, I'm trying to think of a thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
Big bulb at the end, and then the temperature rises. Right. So every maze, every puzzle in there starts with the big bulb, and that's where you place your starter, and then you draw the line to get to the end through the maze, doing the different things that you have to do depending on what is in the maze. So if there's two different shapes, maybe you have to segregate those and divide them to get to the end and actually correctly solve it. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but every puzzle starts with the big bulb and the end of it. The more you play the game, the more you start to see those things in the environment. And it turns out there are environmental puzzles.
Okay.
You can stop at any point to pull up your cursor, which is the where you want to place your starting pin at.
Right.
And you can find something in the world, maybe two trees at a different angle form the bulb. You place it there, and then you can see where the line is and draw it in the environment if you want to do that. Well, there's a section early on in the game where if you line it up just correctly with the sun, that becomes your bulb, and then you can draw the maze. And once you do that, it opens up a secret room that when you walk in there, there is a lot of little recorders that you click on and listen to things. In the world, they're just quotes from philosophers throughout history, giving you quotes and stuff. And sometimes not even philosophers. One was an astronaut, an actual astronaut, talking about space travel and that sort of thing. One's from, like, I don't know, I think Einstein is in there, or maybe Darwin. So all the recordings that are in this place as you walk through the secret area are all just, voice direction by blah blah blah, sound direction by it's just the credit sequence until you get to the very end of it. And as you get closer to the end of it, the world starts to become kind of trippy and strange. So you enter into like this lounge setting, and as you walk through, you get directed into this path that starts to look like a garden area. It's very dark, but there's it's kind of like if you were walking through a museum and you'd come to an exhibit. You walk down a lot of dark hallways, and then you come to an exhibit where it's like, okay, look at this. And then you keep going. But as you keep going, the path gets thinner and thinner and starts to meander and do these weird things. But you just keep going, because what else are you going to do? And then once you get to the end of it, there's a live-action video that pops up. And it's done from the viewpoint of the creator.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to get across here, but he wakes up from this nap or whatever he's doing, and he's got all these plugs into him, like monitoring his health, and he pulls those things out, and he gets up, he tries to stand, he falls over, and you're seeing this in his perspective from his point of view. And then he gets up, and he doesn't. There are no words. He says nothing, but he'll start to see little things, and he'll tap and trace them out on his hand. Basically, and the only thing that I could gather from this is that this was his world for ever how many years he spent building this game, was that everything in his life started to look like the maze, the puzzles. Everything in his life started to look like this camera that I'm looking at has the bulb start, and then I could figure out where to go from there to draw the line, the connecting line, and everything. It's like when you start to... it's like when I used to play Guitar Hero all the time. Mm-hmm. When I'd stop playing Guitar Hero and I'd look at something else, it felt like it was scrolling. And so for him, his life was just flooded with ways to make this maze.
Sometimes when you're playing like GTA or like racing games, like you're just speeding around, and you're like, all right, gotta stop, go to the store real quick. You get in your car, and you're actually like, oh, maybe I should slow down a little bit because
So I mean, I get
it wires your brain. I think
it's like I said before. But if you ever have a soundtrack of Outrun playing in your car, you might go a little faster than you wanted to.
Yeah.
So I get the. I mean, I know it's all set up and whatever. He just did that for a nice little secret thing at the end. But I think that's the interpretation that I take away from it, is that his life was consumed by this, and everything started to become, oh, how can I incorporate this? How can I make... Look, there's balls, there's little red balls hanging up in the ceiling. There's a starting point, and there's a line that can go straight from...
So he gets obsessed?
Yes, it's very much an obsession. Very much an obsession. And I was obsessed with getting to the end of this game from going through it to see what it was going to give me, and it gave me practically nothing. I would love to say that the journey is greater than the destination, but in this case it is not. It really isn't. Now, there are other things, and I looked up videos on this, there are other things in the world that make patterns and things like that I thought were interesting, and that some of them I noticed, but I thought it was coincidental. But it turns out none of it was coincidental. It was all there for a reason. Yeah. There were some areas where you could line up two figures. One was a giant mountain carving that you could line up with a very, very small stone carving on another part of the island. And if you line them up, they looked very proportionate to each other and like they were interacting with each other. Things like that exist in the island. And that's fine, but it was a massive disappointment.
Yeah. You know, the way you're describing this game, it sounds like another game that came out recently, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Really?
You ever heard of that one?
I've heard of Hellblade.
Yeah.
I may have maybe got
I haven't seen any of it, but I've heard of it.
It popped up on my Steam page.
There was an element of that game involving perception and warped reality in that one. And the way you were describing The Witness, there's a lot of elements to that sounds like it came from like this game took it from The Witness, really, because there are a lot of puzzles that you can't go anywhere unless you line up certain objects in your environment that matches a symbol.
There was a game on PS3, and it's not called Echo, but it was called something like that. It was done it's not a stick figure, but a lot of artists use
Echochrome.
Echochrome. That's what it was. That's the one I'm thinking of. Echochrome, which had very Escher-esque environments that you had to tilt the environment a certain way in order to get the little guy from point A to point B.
Right.
And so, there were interesting things like that. None of these, some of the puzzles had to line up like that, but not all of them.
Okay.
But a lot of the environment just worked that way to give you different images. But had no bearing on the story, it seems. And then the environmental puzzles, when you do enough of them, they do something else. I have not looked into that to see maybe if there's another ending there. I don't think that there is.
You know how many endings there were in the game offhand?
As far as I know, 2. That's it. The one that I'm very disappointed in, and then the other one where I told you that you get to the credits scene. And I don't really consider that an ending. Really, that doesn't feel like an ending.
Yeah.
Especially since you can access it. Honestly, you could probably access it in the very first opening.
A lot of
game.
games do that. They put the credits in the opening of the game. You don't have to beat the game. Just here, watch the credits.
So I wouldn't consider that an ending.
Right.
If that's the overall ending, and maybe I should look this up to make sure there aren't others. But as far as I saw, every video that I looked up was like, here's this ending and alternate ending, and were those 2 that I saw. So I don't know that there is any other reward other than trophies or achievements for getting the other things done. I'm not exactly sure on that. But I was disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, we know how much you like puzzle games and that type of thing. That's kind of disappointing. Right?
Multile says there seems to be only 2 endings. So, was very disappointed in that. Anyway, I played Witness, like I said, beat Witness, and I played just the tiniest bit of Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Okay. Did you get that physical or?
I got it physical.
All right.
It was cheap. It's only $40.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
It's only $40, and when I got it at Best Buy, they took 10% off already, so it was like 36, 37.
Full size game apparently, just a side story. Really.
Yeah, really, that's all it was.
Yeah.
They were going to make an expansion to it, and then
the
they just
map is really big.
I haven't even opened up the map yet. That's how early on in the game I'm at. I literally played the title sequence of the game. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
That is all I played because I wanted to finish up Witness, which I did, and then I planned on finishing Witness and then jumping into Lost Legacy, but once I finished Witness, I said, wait a second, let me see if there's more. And so I spent the rest of the night trying to find the other endings and looking at things and going through the credit sequence myself and everything else. And then I was like, okay, not going to play this. So not going to play Uncharted. So I played Uncharted the next day, got through it, and I really enjoyed what I was playing. But then I said, let me hold off. I really want to finish Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
I need to finish that up, and I need to let go. I need to let go of my desire to collect everything. I really need to give that up. I need to let go of that and just beat this game and get it off my table. Yeah. It's right there. I just got back into it to do the World War I stuff, so I'm a little bit familiar with the controls. And now it's like let's take these things one at a time. Let's do this and get it done. And then I can focus on Lost Legacy, but I'm going on a trip, so it's going to be a while before I even get back to it to play it.
I think my goal is before next show, I'm going to have beat Syndicate.
Well, next show is 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
By the way, show note for everybody. We will be running a replay next weekend. See?
It doesn't bother me at all.
It does me. I don't even have to do that.
I hear it work too much, but I'm used to it. So
yeah. But anyway, we're not going to be here next week. I'm going to Seattle for Penny Arcade Expo, and we will have another show on. I don't know what weekend that is. It's the 9th. 5th, 6th, 4th,
okay, I won't
5th,
be there for
6th,
that.
7th, 8th, 9th.
The
You
9th
will
is-
not be
the
for the 9th?
No.
The 9th is on a Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you and me, RJ,
Okay.
on the 9th. So, anyway, that'll be the next show. By the way, next week we are rerunning our music episode that we ran about 2 weeks ago. So if you missed that episode or you just really enjoyed it, you'll get to hear it again coming up next weekend. We got a few minutes left in this hour. Let's go over the games that we're going to be getting from those are all the games I played, by the way. Let's go over the games we'll be getting with Games with Gold on the Microsoft side of things. Beginning September 1st, we will get Forza Motorsport 5, which was a launch title for the Xbox One. And Microsoft has stopped producing the Xbox One, by the way.
Oh, you can only get the S and X?
You can only get the S and X, yeah.
That's fine.
You will not get... The Xbox One has stopped production. They've stopped production on the Xbox One. It seems to be the quickest they've stopped the production on a console like that. Xbox One feels like...
Last gen?
No, it feels like a failure.
Oh.
Like the Xbox One itself.
Yes.
Like if you go the Xbox
Not the brand
One...
of Xbox One.
Right, yeah. The Xbox One console itself just feels like it was ushered in quick, too quick maybe, and then and maybe at a price that was way too high, and then they dropped the Kinect off of it and said, okay, here you go, here's it $100 cheaper, and that did better.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, here's the Xbox One S, and then that started picking up steam, and now they're moving on to the next one, the Xbox One
Didn't
S.
Didn't they drop the price to what? $250? Yeah, $250. Yeah,
for an Xbox One S.
I'm telling you, it's the third console curse.
I know the way it goes. But anyway, Forza 5 on September 1st. Also from the Xbox 360, which is backwards compatible on Xbox One, the Xbox Live Arcade game Hydro Thunder. Hurricane, I believe is what it's called. And then beginning September 16th from the Xbox 360, which is also backwards compatible, you'll be able to pick up Battlefield 3 and a game called Oxenfree, which that begins on September 16th. I'm actually meeting with those developers when I'm in PAX. They're creators of Oxenfree, and they're working on other stuff, but I'll be meeting with them at PAX. So interesting to see what we get out of them for that. But those are your games with gold beginning Friday, actually. This coming Friday.
Force Friday.
Is that what Friday is?
Yeah.
Force Friday? All right. I'll be in Seattle. I don't know what's going on, but...
I'll be out with Mike.
Oh, okay.
Where?
What's going on?
It's the Star Wars Midnight toy line release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to go for? What are you picking up? Mike's going to get everything. What are you getting?
I'm going to watch and support.
Oh, okay.
Picking up requires money.
Yeah, that it does. So, anyway, we're going to take a break here, and then when we come back, there is plenty of other things to talk about. God, Half-Life 3.
Oh, geez, don't just stop right there.
Really?
Just
you don't want to go into that, which is fine. We don't have to.
No, it's like it's not that I don't. It's just like, how long is this knife going to be wounded? Right in my heart.
The thing about it is that I have no connections to that thing.
Same here.
Like I have none. I've played Half-Life and no, I think I played Half-Life 2. I don't think I ever played Half-Life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never played the Half-Life series,
Well,
but even though...
Yeah, we'll go into it after the break.
Yeah.
No, we'll talk about it. I'm just like, oh, man.
James isn't here. I'd love to get his... Well, I don't even know if he'd have an opinion on it.
Oh, he does.
Well, I meant to actually look at the information given and talk about that rather than just say...
Oh, we talked about it. It was in the chat a little bit last night.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. But it was more... But that was more discussion about the reception of it from people than it was about, like, okay, what was given? Do you even care about? And at this point, do you? I don't know. That's a good thing to ask because, again, I have no connection to the thing.
Yeah, I got a lot
but
of
to people
connection.
like you and to people like James, to people like Jeremy as well, and probably a ton of other people.
Yeah, the demand is there.
That are interested in this.
It doesn't matter about the demand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there is that. There is... What else? Secret of Mana 2, we already talked about the remake that's coming out on that one. There was Gamescom last Sunday.
Yes, there was.
Where we watched the Xbox presentation, which was crap.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was all kinds of crap, but that's when they put pre-orders up for the new Xbox One X.
Yeah.
So we'll talk
Watching
about
Larry
that as
Hurd
well.
with his little unboxing.
And his gloves. Here's everything that comes with it. I have to wear gloves.
Yeah.
To make it seem more important, whatever. Anyway, we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat after this. Our phone numbers again, 334-272-9228. We are broadcasting on twitch.tv right now. Here is music talking about the Secret of Mana remake, Secret of Mana. This is called A Curious Tale. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. I'm Scott, along with RJ and Matt.
It's going to lull me into sleep.
I think it's louder.
Okay.
There it goes back. Any guesses as to what this is?
For Honor?
Skyrim.
No. What'd you say, RJ?
For Honor.
No.
Okay.
South Park, The Stick of Truth.
All right. Sure.
That's where that came from.
Yeah.
That's where the music comes from. A South
Yeah.
Park Stick of Truth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I hear it now.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I played that game.
I mentioned For Honor because I saw it for like $20 at a.
It's been on the
Costco.
cheap, yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know if it's worth it, though.
Yeah, that's because the first thing I thought about was the microtransactions and DLC and all that other stuff. Was like, yeah, but I'll pass.
I'm still, no, not for Honor. In fact, the only things that I'm buying in the recent weeks would be Uncharted Lost Legacy, which I picked that up. I had already bought Sonic Mania, I just can't play it until
Not
Tuesday.
yet. Yeah.
Because it doesn't unlock until then?
Yeah, it doesn't unlock until then because they delayed it on PC. Unless it gets another delay, I have no idea, but I doubt it. I'm curious to see how that thing runs on a PC when you can. I don't think you're getting unlocked frame rates. I think you're getting locked 60 FPS on that, but I don't know. And I know, I know for the scale of what they're trying to do, it's not like you got to have a beefy card to make it look better than what it does on a console. Mm-hmm. So, did you notice in it there were no slowdowns or anything when you played it, right?
No.
I didn't see
the
any.
thing just goes massively fast. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's any difference in having it on a PC than it was on a PS4. But I've got literally the entire Sonic library on my PC. So I thought, let's keep it going with the PC stuff, which is why I did it. And now I really want it on Switch so I can play it.
It's not too late to buy it on Switch.
Yeah.
It's not. I can still pick it up digitally. By the way, it's only sold digitally. Mm-hmm. If you're buying it physical, you have to buy the collector's edition. So if you buy it, digitally, you're only paying like $15.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But if you buy it physical, you've got to pay $50, $60.
You said physical copy?
The physical copy of Sonic Mania is only available in the collector's edition.
For what system?
Switch?
PC?
For any of them.
No, there was no disc in there for me. It was just code.
No. Yeah, it's a code.
Yeah.
But I can't go to a retail store and buy just the game. Mm-hmm. If I go to retail and buy it, I have to buy the collector's edition.
Okay, that's what you mean.
The only other way I can get it is if I buy it digitally for the $15. Mm-hmm. That's the only other option way to get that.
Mm-hmm. You said physical. I'm thinking a disc. Or
yeah,
I'm sorry. That's what I was.
Yeah, I meant just if you go to a brick and mortar store. But my point to that was that if I buy it from Best Buy, I can get the 10% off of a new game type thing. Mm-hmm. But they don't have it in any other way but the collector's edition.
Yeah.
So
it would still be cheaper to get it digitally.
No, it is cheaper to get it digitally.
Yeah.
It's only 50.
But Best Buy doesn't give the discount on digital games. So which then it doesn't matter which way I go with it. So
yeah.
What was that? There was something else I was going to say. Sonic on PC. The games I'm buying. So there's that, and then there's Mario and Rabbids. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the subtitle of that game is, but Mario and Rabbids comes out on Tuesday as well.
Mario and Rabbids WTF.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah. But it's in an XCOM style, and I'm really interested in playing it, and that'll be another game I could have on my Switch to travel with.
Kingdom Battle?
Kingdom Battle, sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Sounds as random as anything else.
Yeah, might as well.
It's the Rabbids. Come on now.
So yeah, there's really what I'm looking to buy physically. And then earlier in September, we got Destiny 2. In fact, when I get back on the 5th, and Destiny 2 hits on the 6th.
Okay.
So yeah, when I get back, it'll be Destiny 2 all the way on PS4. And then I won't get to play it on PC until late October.
Yeah.
If I decide to go that way. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know how that's going to work. I'm doing the beta, but only for like a day on PC.
I was looking at some of the releases on the 29th. There's something I'm picking up. Windjammers, of course.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Windjammers I'm picking up definitely on the 29th.
Which one's that?
That is an old arcade game.
Yeah.
It's a
SNK
like a
Data
Frisbee
East.
game.
Yeah, it's like Frisbee tossing.
Okay.
Frisbee back and forth. you remember Disc Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, before Disc Jam there was Windjammers. It's pretty much the same format. It's a top down view, and you have certain characters. Some excels in speed, some excels in power, some are balanced across the board, and you throw the frisbee back and forth and try to hit the goals behind your opponent. Some zones are worth more points than others. You hit dead center, I think it's like 5 to 10 points. On the outskirts, it's like 3 points, and the first one to 15 or 20 or something like that. I think
it's like tennis rules, right?
Yeah. But it's very simple. It's very simple game to get into, and it gets real competitive. At least among the folks I played it with when I went to final round. There was our little arcade there, and we went there and we started playing that, and that's why I found out about it. It was a pretty good game, real fun to play.
PAX South this past year, was in San Antonio, of course. Royal Rumble was the same weekend in San Antonio.
Right, yeah.
So what's his name? Xavier Woods was all over the PAX floor, and he hung out in that arcade game. The classic arcade room had a copy of Windjammers,
right?
And he was there playing Windjammers. And so I got to see the arcade version of Windjammers being played. So yeah, that comes out on the 29th as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to get that portable. By the way, speaking of portable games right now, if you've got a PS Vita, does anybody in here other than me? You do?
Yeah.
I don't even know. It may be over with now, but the Humble 2K bundle is pretty much crap all the way around. However, the $1 tier gives you 2 pretty good Vita games.
Which ones?
XCOM. I think it's XCOM Plus is what it's called. And Civilization Revolution 2, I think. It's the arcadey type. When they brought Civilization games to home consoles, the very first time they did it, and it was called Civilization Civ Revelations or Revolution or something like that. Anyway, there, he put a link in the chat room.
Yeah, I got it pulled up.
What is it called? Civilization Revolution?
Civilization Revolution.
Revolution, yeah. Civilization Revolution 2 Plus. Yeah. And for $1, those are fantastic games to have on your Vita.
Evolve, the Bureau, Civilization Revolution 2, and XCOM Enemy Unknown.
The Bureau is horrible at the $1. And then when it comes up, you get XCOM, if you pay more than the average, which is like $6, you get Battleborn, which hasn't been done well. Borderlands and Borderlands 2, which I think everybody already has.
Yeah.
You get Bioshock, again. This is just not anything. I mean,
is this for PlayStation?
For PS3.
And it looks like a different variation of XCOM in the beat the average slot.
Well, that one
is Commander Edition.
Yeah, it's Commander Edition, but it's for the PS3. Bioshock for the PS3, Battleborn for the PS4, Borderlands and Borderlands 2 for the PS3, Mafia 2 for the PS3, and Spec Ops: The Line for PS3. I don't have my PS3 still hooked up, and there is no backwards compatibility with it. So
I downloaded that a long time ago when it was free for PS Plus members.
And if you pay $20 or more, you get XCOM 2 plus all that other stuff. XCOM 2 for the PS4.
No, it was good.
Yeah. Spec Ops: The Line. Yeah.
So it's actually not. It's not a really good bundle that they got going on. But that $1, I paid $1 just so I could have those 2 Vita games. Yeah. And that's what I did. Now they also have the Humble Spooky Horror bundle, and there's 9 days left on that. Pay anything you want to. You'll get Dead Age, Dread Out, Keepers of the Dark, and Lakeview Cabin Collection.
Never heard of any of them.
Well, pay what you want, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. 5 cents, try it out. You get to try out all of those. If you pay more than the average of $7.50, you'll get Layers of Fear Masterpiece Edition.
Heard of that.
Alien Isolation.
Already got it.
And Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location.
All right.
And if you pay $10, you get all of that, plus you get Dead by Daylight. Yeah.
All right.
Which I think is a survivor. It's very much in the same vein of Friday the 13th. A bunch of people try to survive while one person plays the monster.
Asymmetrical survival.
Yeah. They got a great book bundle going on. I don't want to talk about books too much, but they got the entire Battlestar Galactica comic book collection. You can get that for... What is this? $15.
Is it the classic Battlestar Galactica or the new?
It's the new.
Does it
actually? Wait, it may go back to some of the classic ones too.
Does it rewrite that terrible ending?
No, it has classics in there and it has new stuff in there. But yeah, if you're interested in that, the other one that they have, which is really great, is the Transformers versus G.I. Joe.
Oh, no way!
Presented by IDW.
Okay.
$25, you get $741 worth of comics. I mean, it is a ton of comics.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And it's all Transformers versus G.I. Joe, and it's great. I bought that the other day, too, basically for my trip. Not that I'm going to read all that stuff. But anyway, so there was the humble stuff, speaking of portable games. I wanted to talk about, and I didn't want to talk about Half-Life 3 just yet. I wanted to talk about something else, and I've totally forgotten what it was. The games that are coming out this week, we got Destiny on Tuesday. I've completely lost what it was I was going to talk about. But, Gamescom. Bam. There we go. Going back to
bad.
Gamescom. Yeah.
The announcers were just...
Well,
I am so tired of video game announcers.
At this point, I've come to accept the way that it is. I've just accepted
it. It doesn't need to be.
They don't understand that, though, and they never will understand that.
Yeah.
I've just accepted. I tell you, the best company that has understood the way it needs to be is Sony.
Yes.
And I know the Lethal Migraine might disagree with me. Actually, he might agree with me on this. Is Sony's E3 presentation is walk out on stage, thank you for coming, here's the
stuff.
games, here's
We're
the games.
going back here.
And dude walks off stage, and that's all you get is just game.
Yeah.
That's fine. That I love the way that that's done.
It's like that reminds me of Console Wars. Remember that scene where he just walked on stage, says
$2.99, and then he walked off.
Walked off. That was it. Yeah.
It was for the PlayStation. This was Sony again, was it Sega that did that? It was Sony, wasn't it?
Sony. Yeah.
Yeah. Sony walked out because we were expecting what's their PlayStation about? How's their E3 presentation?
I think there was a part in the book where he talked with Kalinske about that before going out there on stage and doing that. It was just one of them cutthroat business moves, and he went out and did it. And that was it. That was all she wrote.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
it was fantastic. I remembered where I was going to go before the Gamescom, and I hate to jump back to it again, but I don't want to forget. Destiny 2 has opened up the clans. Our clan is up there. It's in-game chat. If you want to join a clan for Destiny 2, apparently this time around, as you do things in-game, it unlocks things for the clan.
Can we invite Lethal Migraine to our clan?
He's on the Xbox side of things. By the way, Medusa's Mirror, Sarah, you have been bumped up to an admin in the in-game chat clan. So you'll be taking over the Xbox side of things. So, I don't know how many players we've got, or at least active players on the Xbox side of things. But yeah, you have admin status over on the in-game chat clan for the Xbox. Also, Matt and RJ, I bumped you guys up to admins for the clan as well. I bumped up Nate and James. And I think those are the only two others from the show who were in there. And if Drunk Degenerates gets in there, Mal Reynolds, I think, is the name on the... No, that's not him. That's somebody else. I think. I can't remember. I haven't talked to him forever. Plus, it shows his real name. Okay, there he... Yeah, see, I didn't see him. As much as I'd like to join the clan, I'm going to stick with my own puny one of currently 2 players. Did you guys already design your banner? I threw something together... just messing around with it, and so yeah, we designed a banner. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it or not. You can make the change, but yeah, please feel free to join. Can you join more than one clan? Can you be a part of more than one clan?
I can't see why you couldn't.
I don't know. I don't know if you can. Yeah, Malteran is the name. I looked for you and I saw Mal Reynolds and I thought I think that's him. Nope, it's not. It was Malteran. Yeah, I didn't see you in our list. Otherwise, I would have bumped you up to an admin status so you could, organize things and approve people to join the clan and stuff. But yeah, Destiny 2 clan is up. Just search for in-game chat and you can find it and join it. We would love to have you if you'd like to play Destiny. We're looking for plenty of people to play on both PC side, PS4 side, and Xbox One as well. So anyway. Moving back over to Gamescom, we were talking about that. It really was just a E3 refresher, essentially. You didn't hear anything new. Cuphead, they brought Cuphead in and said, here's Cuphead. It's still coming out the same time that you announced. Here's this game. It's still coming out the same time you announced. We didn't talk about Crackdown 3 because it ain't coming out anymore because that was delayed. But they opened up with Assassin's Creed Origins. Yes, that game is still coming out. Matt, I have no idea why that trailer that showed no gameplay whatsoever,
I know,
interested you in the game all of a sudden.
But just because that's really the first I paid attention to it. I knew that it's coming out. I knew that it's going to be in Egypt. But I didn't watch the previous stuff. I just like, all right, hey, what's this?
You watched E3 though.
Not all the way through. I mean, I missed that part of it, I think.
Oh man,
Yeah, that or my memory is completely horrid. And I
it
forgot
was in the
all.
Ubisoft press conference. It was in the Microsoft press conference, and you don't remember any of it, huh?
I have terrible memory.
Apparently so.
It's the government drugs they give me.
Yeah. So.
But no, I was like, all right, I haven't trying to go back through the Assassin's Creed series. All right, sure, that looks interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's. I don't blame you for being interested.
I think I just got burnt out on Assassin's Creed for so long.
But you're about to finish Syndicate.
Yeah.
Before the next show you come back
But
to.
for a while I really got burnt out on it just because it kept on being, it was almost getting like a Call of Duty-esque. Like once a year, here's another one,
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a break, and then I tried Syndicate, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. It makes me want to go back and try Rogue, try Unity, try...
Well, you should go to, and I don't want to... normally I wouldn't plug these guys, but it's the best way for you to get information. IGN, who I loathe them.
Really?
I hate them. But they do a thing every month called IGN First.
Yeah.
They did Destiny 2 a couple of months ago, and I watched a lot of that just to get an idea of things, but there's still a lot of stuff that didn't get uncovered. They're doing Assassin's Creed Origins for the month of August.
Okay.
So if you go to their YouTube channel and search and sort by videos, you'll see like 18 minutes of Origins gameplay. And then you'll see how you'll see where they talk about the combat and everything else. So you can take a look you can get a better idea of what they're doing because they are changing the combat.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is no longer going to be... It's no longer going to be where you're...
The chaining?
I don't think it's going to have chaining.
Okay.
Because what they wanted to step away from was just pressing a button in context and watching your guy move halfway across the room, just slide across and then do a stab or something. There's going to be hitbox detections. So you can take a swing, but if nobody's there, it's not going to hit anything. You need to be aimed at the person you're going to be swinging at to do any damage. So it's not...
All right.
Yeah. It's not contextual around your environment. It's contextual in the sense of where you're pointed. The direction you're facing is the direction that you will attack in.
Okay.
So regardless of if somebody's in front of you or not. So, I mean, they have changed up the combat a lot. I don't know if it's going to be for the better or not. We'll see. But I am scheduled, by the way, to play this at PAX.
All right.
I got hands-on time with Assassin's Creed Origins. Also, The Crew 2. My Ubisoft appointment is The Crew 2, South Park Fractured But Whole, and Assassin's Creed Origins.
Okay.
So those are the three that I'll be seeing when I'm at PAX.
I probably skipped The Crew.
I don't know. They added planes. They added all sorts of stuff, and we'll see. This is the reasons that I play these things at PAX. So I played Steep at PAX, and I hated it. And I said, this is not.
But you don't know until you try.
I played For Honor at PAX, and I was hoping for. I said, I think this could become real. I think there's some depth here that I'm just not seeing in the 10, 15 minutes I get to play this. I think there may be something here. There never was.
Yeah.
But I felt that way because I was only going off like 10 or 15 minutes of playtime, and I said, maybe there's something here, but I don't want to completely write it off because it's only 15 minutes of playtime.
Yeah.
And it was a brand new IP, so I was just like, it's this. There could be something here. And no, there was not.
Little update. Drunk Degenerates just put in the chat room. He said that you could be in as many groups as you like, but only active in one clan as a member for Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think I'll do that because there are times when... well, that's okay, though. Yeah, because,
Just switch whenever as needed.
Well, you don't have to. Not even that, though.
Okay.
Like, you can be a part of our clan, and you can play with other people that you might not be in a clan with at all when you group up. And so you'll earn rewards for the clan by doing those in-game activities with other people. Regardless if they're in a clan together or not. I think, though, the more people who do things together that are a part of the same clan will get better rewards.
Okay.
And will move the progression along. So this is all stuff we don't know. Let's see. What else from Gamescom? The only thing I think we got new was that Jurassic Park game.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was going to be like a
It's a park sim. It's a park a park builder thing, but with Jurassic Park involved.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm totally on board with that, and it's made by the same people. Is it Frontier?
I think it was.
Yeah, Frontier, the same people who do Elite Dangerous and Coast. Oh God, what
Roller Coaster Tycoon? No.
Well, they were the ones who did Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it's called. The hell is it called now?
Universal Coaster.
No, it's God.
Carnival Amusement Park.
No.
Anything to do with that?
No.
Not circus, nothing like that.
No. I'm completely drawing a blank here. I have the game.
Is it Planet Coaster?
I think so. I think that's what it is. I think it's Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
It's got a P in there.
Yeah, Planet Coaster.
Yeah, Planet Coaster. God, I could not remember the name. So yeah, they're doing that.
And I think that would be actually really interesting if they do it right. A Jurassic Park theme park game.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'm really
build
looking
up your
forward
park,
to that.
and it kind of reminds me of the old Civilizations. Build up your city, and have Godzilla come and smash it all.
And then, of course, they announced that the pre-orders were on sale. They've got, of course, it's called the Project Scorpio edition, which is the day one thing.
Meh.
Yeah.
There is no real difference in the machine itself. Your controller has. Oh wait, no, there is. There's a little bit of just
aesthetics.
Yeah, it's just an aesthetic
texture.
difference. Yeah, there's
Texture
like a
something
texture
in there,
thing
yeah.
on it, and then your controller has Project Scorpio
It has
edition.
the green.
Yeah, that's really just it.
And the
then,
box
of course,
looks like the old Xbox.
Yeah, and that went on sale Sunday afternoon whenever they got done with with that. Pre-orders for that, by the way, they talked about this. The pre-orders for that, Xbox One X was the fastest selling Xbox pre-order ever.
Okay.
Which I was surprised to hear. But
Yeah.
the Xbox One X, more people had pre-ordered Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition. God, stop it with the long names. In the first 5 days than any Xbox ever. Which I thought was interesting. Microsoft did not put a figure on the number of pre-orders, however. The Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition, God, get a new thing, is currently the only version of the console available to pre-order, and so is essentially the day one edition of the Xbox One X.
Well, you were saying that you kind of wish they would just kept the Project Scorpio name.
Yeah,
That's
they
one
really
way
did.
of doing it, I guess.
They really should have just kept that name.
Just say Scorpio from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we all know what you mean.
the Xbox Scorpio or just the Scorpio.
You know what I'm saying?
you
Just
know?
say Scorpio. We know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So there was that. Also this week, pre-orders for the Super Nintendo Classic went live.
Yeah, all right.
I saw that.
Started, I think, around Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday? No. It was Tuesday morning. Yeah, it was Tuesday morning, early in the morning. I was already asleep.
What, we talking midnight?
We're talking midnight to 1 a.m.
Okay.
Midnight, my text messages go off saying, hey, they're available.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. I was sleeping. I woke up at about 1:30, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, oh, crap, I missed them. Dang it. Put my phone down, and I went back to sleep. I was like, all right, fine. And that was for Amazon and Best Buy. Then
Walmart sold out, too.
no, I'm sorry. That was just for Best Buy. And then 2 o'clock or 2:30, I happened to be in some awake state and heard my phone go off. And I picked it up and I looked. Amazon starting selling the SNES Classics. I clicked the link. I went straight to Amazon. It was there. I hit pre-purchase, buy, and then I went right. Put it down. It said, confirmed. Put my phone back down. Went right back to sleep. And I didn't know really. I was like, well, if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, whatever. I'm going back to sleep. I woke up the next morning. It had worked. I woke up to a bunch of forum posts about why do these things have to go on sale in the middle of the night. All these complaints and all these things about how we're going to fix this. And then the rumors started coming that, okay, was it noon? Yeah, at noon today, the Walmart pre-orders will go on sale. The Target will open up their pre-orders. GameStop will open up their pre-orders. Everybody else is going to open up their pre-orders at 1 o'clock today, or 12 o'clock our time today. And so I had a dental appointment at 12:30. So I hung around until noon here at the station before I left to go have my dental appointment. I hung around at noon, and Nothing. Well, no. Walmart went on sale for about 5 seconds, and I missed out. And I said, well, I guess I'm done. Nobody else went on sale for this. So I'm driving to the dentist office, and I get an alert saying Target has now gone on sale. And so while driving, I'm trying to sit there and, look at my phone and drive and be like, try to get to Target, and I couldn't do it.
Scott.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible, but I was trying to do that. And so I get to the dentist office, and I'm sitting there waiting for my appointment, filling out, because this is a brand new dentist for me, I'm filling out all these papers and things. And I get an alert on my phone that GameStop has started to take pre-orders, but they're in-store only. You can't do it online. You can't call them. You have to be in the store to do it. Mm-hmm. Well, here I am at a dentist office over at East Chase. GameStop is right down the road.
Yes,
it is right down the road. And so...
walking distance, actually.
It is not far at all, and I'm right there. And so...
next to Chipotle.
Yeah. So I get up and I go to the front, and I said, I gotta... Can I go real quick and come back? I
gotta do a thing.
I gave him a completely. I told him
you lied to him.
I told him a complete lie, and said somebody. I was like, somebody called and needs a jump. They're at the Target parking lot, and I need. Can I go do that real quick?
No, something like that. You just said there's something I must take care of. I'll be back shortly.
I know. I was being nice.
I'm not
by
doing
lying to
something
them.
really sad and pathetic.
So I drove over there. They had 8 slots open. 4 of those were gone. They had 4 left. I put in my pre-order, and I got one. And then they were gone not too long after that. Mm-hmm. And then they started doing bundles. And then it's come and gone on other sites. Before Walmart was just up the other day, and I grabbed one there, I hope. Basically, I picked up a bunch of these things. Right now, I'm at 4. If everything holds, I'm at 4. And I'm not trying to do the whole whatever. I'm just trying to do enough of these so that I know I'm getting one. That's all I really want. Mm-hmm. But except for the fact that I also put in an order for the UK version, which has a completely different design. Mm-hmm. It looks like the UK SNES, not the American SNES. So I might be getting two.
This one looks better, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I like the UK one better.
Yeah.
So I'm getting 2, definitely. But there is a chance that I'd be getting more than that. And I may not. If I make sure that I get these 2, I may cancel those other orders. I may get one and we give it away on the show.
Or one of us could buy it.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Depends on what I get. I could get more. I don't know. But right now, I'm putting in the pre-orders as much as I can so that I'm guaranteed one regardless.
Gotcha.
That's all. So, yeah. I know Lethal Migraine hates it. But anyway. We got to take another break. When we come back, we might talk about the Half-Life 3 thing. We might not. I don't know. I hold no.
It's just sad.
I hold nothing towards it, and I know you do, and maybe you'll get your opinion on it, other than it being sad. They also announced Age of Empires 4 at Gamescom, by the way. So, anyway, we'll come back with more of In-Game Chat after this. If you'd like to get in, just give us a call, 334-272-9228. This is music from the SNES era, and it's from Street Fighter 2. It is the easiest and most used music ever that I know of from Street Fighter 2. We'll be back with more In-Game Chat after this. back to In-Game Chat. I'm Scott along with RJ and Matt. This is music from Darkwood. Didn't really have a title when I was looking it up, so it said Darkwood Piano B23 or something. I don't know. It was weird. Darkwood is apparently this horror
survival
game.
horror?
I think it is. The reason I picked it out was because there was news about it just, I think it was yesterday or maybe Thursday, where the developers put it up on Pirate Bay.
Yeah, they did.
And said, "Here, you can go and download this and play it. Anybody who wants to." I can't remember the reason on that, but yeah, there was some reason behind it, and I can't remember what that was. But they did put the full game on Pirate Bay, so everybody could play it without any type of restrictions. So yeah, you can play the game for free if you want.
The article just says for players who can't afford it, just they put it out there.
I guess it's been out for a while, and they put it up. So yeah. A couple of quick hits on the news. This happens Saturday while we were doing our show. BioWare and EA said, "Hey, we're not doing any more updates for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yep.
With the exception of the online aspect of it, that'll be it. You know, which I think has like the horde mode waves or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That'll be the only thing. But the single player part of it, we're done." PlayStation we thought got hacked, but I think it was just their social media accounts that got hacked on Sunday. So that happened. More of the Sony and Microsoft not playing with each other well type thing. Like Microsoft is open to like let Sony come in and play, you know? Microsoft's like, "Look, we can do cross-platform play for Arc when it releases. We can do it because we're already doing it with our Windows partners and stuff. Where they can do it in Microsoft and Windows, and I think PS4 and Steam can also do it, but PS4 and Microsoft can't because Sony is still holding back."
That sounds like Sony.
They did this for Minecraft. Microsoft opened the door and said, "Look, we are willing to work with you on this."
They did that with Marvel.
What did they? What?
For the movies? For a long time, they're like, Marvel was like, "Hey,
No. That's all licensing and stuff like this. This is just letting them cross-platform play together.
Yeah,
and they're still holding back on that. The Vive had a price cut. They dropped $200 on that.
It's still too expensive,
but it's dropping. Like I said, Bioshock had the 10th anniversary. Age of Empires was announced. Oh, that's the other thing. THQ Nordic announced a game called Biomutant, which we know very little about, other than Medusa Mira is extremely excited.
I was about to say, she mentioned something in the chat.
She's massively excited for it. They will be at PAX. I'm going to try and reach out to them and see if I can get some time with the game. Otherwise, I will stop by their booth anyway and take a look at it. So there is that. Shenmue 3 got a teaser.
Oh, it looked bad.
Saying that it's still gonna, it's still coming.
But it's still in development. So they said that the facial animations and everything. It didn't look like it looked PS3 quality, not PS4 quality.
Yeah.
But whatever.
The last time we saw Shenmue was on what though?
Xbox.
Yeah. So
Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm. So give it time.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried. I'll play it regardless.
Yeah, same here. It's Shenmue. It's a one of the things that gets me is when a story's unfinished.
Yeah,
and that's one of the top stories that's got me thinking about wanting to see a conclusion for.
Mm-hmm.
There is
in whatever form.
Yeah,
there was a game that I posted a link to called Echo.
Yeah,
and it's basically developer commentary for a level. I'm going to post the video link in our chat room there, but it's strange that the game watches, like the game actually watches how you play. It studies how you play. And I'm probably overemphasizing exactly what it's doing. But if you play stealth, then it notices that. And then after a certain amount of time,
it plays stealth.
The AI plays stealth against you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so here's the thing. You're in a room with other versions of you walking around, and you're trying to get some keys to get to a door or something like that. And in this room, there are other doors that you can go in and out of. But until you open a door, then the other yous can't open doors.
Yeah.
So before the game I say the game resets, but before the game implements the AI that you've been teaching it, you can escape them by just going through a door because they don't yet know the function of opening a door. Now, I don't know how long it takes, but there's a certain amount of time that the game goes dark.
Yeah, and it goes dark.
Yeah, the game goes dark. It's a blackout period. During this time,
they can't learn.
They're not learning anything. It's only very quick because what they are doing is then they're resetting everything and implementing the stuff from that previous play into those AI characters.
So during the light time, if you open up a door and it sees you or something like that, then they'll understand that. But if you do it during the darkness, they won't. Yeah,
they still won't get that in there. So if you go guns blazing or something like that, then they realize, okay, we're going to, whenever, like if you do stealth mode and never draw your gun, they won't do it either. They're going to stealth mode, look for you and try to kill you with melee. But as soon as you draw your gun, then you've told the computer that this is a way that I'm going to play. I'm going to draw my gun and shoot. Well, the next blackout that happens when it resets, they all have that ability to do that now. Which it's an interesting thing to mess around and play with, I think. There's a video on it that you can check out if you want to see that. Giving just a little bit of time to this Half-Life 3 thing, because me and RJ really have no connections. I can understand what people have gone through
1998.
Yeah, waiting for this thing to happen.
The very first time that when Half-Life came out, I got a copy. I got James a copy, stuff like that, and we would play Half-Life. And so from the very beginning, I mean that game revolutionized video games in a way, through storytelling aspects, through just world building, through everything. And unfortunately, just Valve's design philosophy is, as long as they design something game mechanic that they enjoy, that has to be revolutionary and progress game mechanics, then that's what they'll go for. And so in Half-Life 2, I was telling you guys during the break, Half-Life 2, the game mechanic that they developed was the gravity gun, 0-point gravity gun. Then Portal, it was the portal guns. And then during the development of Half-Life 3, they just couldn't come up with a game mechanic that interests them, and people went and to other projects that they found interesting, and it sort of just lingered. And
there was a couple of lines that, and I'm reading this off of the Kotaku article. There was, this guy had an interpretation, and it's actually somebody from NeoGAF, I think, but Laidlaw said this: it has been a circuitous path to lands I once knew, and surprising to see how much the terrain has changed. Mm-hmm. They were interpreting that to mean that we went in circles, but the company has changed. Valve went in circles, but Valve is not the Valve that once was. He says, enough time has passed that few remember me, or what I was saying when I last spoke, or what precisely we hope to accomplish. Translation, no one cares about the past games we made or what I want to do. Next line, at this point, the resistance will have failed or succeeded, no thanks to me. Translation, I tried my best to have Half-Life continue, but it wasn't going to happen. So if it ever does succeed, it won't, or fail. It's not because I didn't try. Next line is, old friends have been silenced or fallen by the wayside. The interpretation on this is Valve have gotten rid of the old Valve guard, which, as we know, we hear a lot. Every time somebody left from the original Half-Life team, you would get a news article out of that.
Yeah.
The next line was, I no longer know or recognize most members of the research team, though I believe the spirit of rebellion still persists. The translation, some people still care about the past, but Valve has changed completely. The next one is, I expect you know better than I the appropriate course of action, and I leave you to it. Translation, chase the crate money if you want. I think a lot of this, I think that last line could be taken a different way. I expect you know better than I the appropriate course of action. You created Black Mesa. Mm-hmm. You created... there's some other stuff. There's plenty of other Half-Life mods that have been created.
Project Mel.
Yeah, there have been a ton.
There's a Portal mod, but
I think another way to interpret that is, do this if you want, but you're going to have to do it.
Yeah,
Valve is not.
And to be fair, I guess the games and the game industry and development and everything has changed since '98. Mm-hmm.
I don't even go back to
evolved.
98. I go back to Orange Box with Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and Episode 2.
Because I mean, you can even go back to like '04 when Half-Life 2 came out. You know, so. But I mean,
said the Orange Box, but that's
yeah.
what I meant. Half-Life 2, and then Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, because they seemed to be moving
Yeah.
towards making a completion to the story.
And it's a shame because like the storyline is, you know, it had me hooked since the very first Half-Life. You know, being the voiceless Gordon Freeman, you know, riding that tram in Half-Life 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was revolutionary at the time because like before then, you know, they don't believe in storylines for the most part. You know, Carmack famously said that, you know, story in a video game's like, you know, story in a porn movie. You know, what's the point? So, you know, Doom never had a story really. It was just, you know, kills, you know, Hellspawn. But, you know, Half-Life, you know, you start off and you're in a tram. In the first like 10 minutes of the game, you don't even have a gun. You're just going to work. And you're meeting, you know, your coworkers, and that was like, oh wow, this is actually trying to do something different. This is telling a story, and then you know, then when it progressed with 2, and like you know, oh, I'm curious what the the G-Man is, and everything else going on.
And even from what we understand from the interpretation that guy laid out, the writer laid out, was that you don't even get no closure as far as like
Yeah.
G-Man or anything like that.
Which is a shame because like how they weave the stories, even from the world of Half-Life with Portal and Portal 2 into it. You know, it's all interconnected and it's just really fascinating. And it's, it's always one of those things that there's a reason why so many people are so, always saying, hey, Half-Life 3 confirmed, or, that was like the big meme for a while because people want it to be. People want to play the game, but
I think it may have. I think obviously, and even with his sort of reveal of this, I think it stepped into the realm of no matter what you do, no matter how you do this, it's probably going to be a disappointment.
Yeah,
because of the way people's heads have gone as to how the story could go, or the way that people have either lost the interest of what could happen. I think there's a shelf life, not on nostalgia, but I think there's a shelf life on the continuation of something that didn't finish.
and that makes me worried about Shenmue 3.
I hold no connection.
But like RJ and I do.
I understand that.
And I don't know
only-
if, are you worried a little bit? Like, like you said, like the shelf life of a story.
Like the only relation that I could have to that would be something like a sequel to The Goonies or to Back to the Future. But both of those films never left you with a cliffhanger like Half-Life did.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't even know if Shenmue 2.
It did.
Yeah. It none of those left you in any kind of like what happens next scenario, which was great for me. Deadwood is where I'm. If we want to relate it to the media that I can put this in any kind of perspective to, I would say Deadwood would be that.
Yeah.
Like you've got a certain amount of time before it just ain't going to happen. Plus these actors die off, or just can't get back into the roles.
They get old.
It just doesn't work.
Time marches on.
So it's one of those things where it's like you've got a limited amount of time, and I think it works in video games as well, to where you can hold that public's attention, or at least bring them back to where they once were. I think that can be very tough to do, if not outright impossible, to catch that lightning in the bottle twice like that.
And the gaming zeitgeist changes over time. Like Moltar said in the chat, don't forget Duke Nukem. Where back in late '90s, Duke Nukem was the rage. It was everywhere, but now it's just like meh. And I mean, sometimes you can reboot a series like Lara Croft did. With the Tomb Raider,
But
and
that's a
have it
reboot.
successful.
That's a reboot.
But it's a reboot. It's not a continuation.
Yeah.
Whereas these were.
I don't necessarily know that you can do anything with Half-Life. I don't even know if you could do a reboot.
Yeah, I think it was
Because-
just it was its own thing, its own time, and it's just a shame that it's never going to be complete.
I don't think that Valve would ever get off their butts and do a reboot anyway.
No, I
They
don't
couldn't
think
get
they
off their
would.
butts to finish
A story that
Yeah.
they've already started.
Episode 3 was promised, and then the actual Half-Life 3
Yeah.
was a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, We've got to go. That's got to do it for us. Remember, no show next week except for a replay of our music show from a couple of weeks ago, so keep that in mind. Thanks for joining us, everybody in the chat room. Thanks for everybody listening on the stream and on the radio. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We appreciate it. Go to ingamechat.net. Join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're on Steam, join our Steam group and join our Destiny 2 clan. We would love to have you. It's called In-Game Chat, so check it out. Don't forget we got an Xbox group. We got a PS4 group. There's plenty of stuff out there where you can get involved with us. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you not next Saturday, but the Saturday after next. Here is music from Uncharted Lost Legacy. It's called End of the Line. Have a great week, or next 2 weeks. And if you're in PAX, let me know. I'd love to meet you.